It's 10 a.m. by the studio clock. You're watching Rajya Sabha TV with me, Tina Jha. These are the headlines we are tracking at this moment. Centre to unveil blueprint for startups in the country on the 16th of January next year. In final Mann Ki Baat address for the year, Prime Minister says Startup India, Stand Up India seeks to boost entrepreneurship at grassroots. CPIM calls for ouster of BJP at the centre and TMC in West Bengal. In first plenum being held in Kolkata in 37 years, party veterans discuss ways to rejuvenate party. BJP AAP Party war of words over DDCA row escalates further. BJP demands apology for Delhi government inquiry report not mentioning Finance Minister Arun Jaitley. AAP Party counter says there is more to come. Pakistan Army Chief holds wide-ranging talks with top leadership in Afghanistan, agrees to revive peace talks with the Taliban. And major win for Iraqi forces after 6 days of fierce clashes against the Islamic State. Security forces capture government complex in central Ramadi. Well, the government will unveil a blueprint for startups in the country on the 16th of January next year. In his Mann Ki Baat on Sunday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the program was aimed at promoting bank financing for startup ventures and offered incentives to boost entrepreneurship and job creation. Here's more on what the Prime Minister said in his Mann Ki Baat.
To boost entrepreneurship at the grassroots levels. Startup India, Stand Up India will be unveiled on 16th of January next year. In his last edition of radio program Mann Ki Baat for this year, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the program focuses on ensuring benefits to youth from the lowest strata of the society. It will be connected to the country's IITs, IIMs, central universities and NITs.
क्या भारत स्टार्टअप कैपिटल बन सकता है? क्या हमारे राज्यों के बीच नौजवानों के लिए एक उत्तम अवसर के रूप में नए-नए स्टार्टअप, अनेकविध स्टार्टअप, नए-नए इनोवेशन, चाहे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में हो, चाहे सर्विस सेक्टर में हो, चाहे एग्रीकल्चर में हो, हर चीज में नयापन, नया तरीका, नई सोच, दुनिया इनोवेशन के बिना आगे बढ़ती ही नहीं है.
PM Modi also urged the nation to address the persons with disabilities as Divyang, meaning divine body. He spoke about the recently launched Accessible India program to make transport, hospitals, school buildings, parkings and lifts disabled friendly. The PM also hailed the direct benefit scheme for LPG subsidy, saying that the scheme Pehel has made it to the Guinness Book of World Records.
क्यों न हम हमारे देश में विकलांग की जगह पर दिव्यांग शब्द का उपयोग करें. ये वो लोग हैं जिनके पास वो ऐसा एक अंग है या एक से अधिक ऐसे अंग हैं जिसमें दिव्यता है.
However, the Congress questioned Modi's silence on his latest talks with Pakistan. Modi had briefly stopped over in Lahore to meet his Pakistani counterpart Nawaz Sharif on Friday after a visit to Russia and a stopover in Kabul.
The country does not know what transpired between him and Nawaz Sharif. And it is very dangerous to outsource diplomacy to corporates. If corporates or oligarchs become the people who are midwifing relationships between two countries, it's an extremely dangerous precedent.
Mann Ki Baat is not a political platform. And those political parties who constantly try to politicize it need to reflect that when it's not a political platform, why make an attempt to do so?
Prime Minister Modi also extended his warm greetings to the people of the country on the upcoming New Year. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And moving on to the other political news, the Congress Party is marking its 131st Foundation Day today. The party was founded this year in 1885. Several programs have been planned across various states to mark the day. In Delhi, Congress President Sonia Gandhi unfurled the party flag at the AICC headquarters. In Andhra Pradesh, celebrations are being held in a big way in Nellore city. Pradesh Congress Committee President N. Raghuveera Reddy will flag off a huge rally, marking the occasion, and will also address a convention. So as you can see on your screens, party President Sonia Gandhi is in fact on her way to now unveil and unfurl the party flag at the AICC headquarters. Visuals on your screen as you see the party president at the AICC headquarters. Celebrations have been planned across all state headquarters of the party in Jharkhand. The main function will be held at the JPCC headquarters in Ranchi. Apart from these, programs will also be organized at all district and block headquarters of the party. Celebrations have been organized by the Congress in Vadodara as well. Back in 1885, the Indian National Congress was founded on this day. Accompanying Sonia Gandhi, you can also see former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and the General Secretaries of the Congress Party. Vice President Rahul Gandhi also making his way inside the party headquarters. So we'll be getting you more on that story in the subsequent bulletins through the day. Meanwhile, the war of words between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party over the DDCA row has escalated further. Soon after, it was revealed that a Delhi government inquiry report has given a clean chit to Finance Minister Arun Jaitley. The BJP demanded apology from the ruling Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal hit back, saying the findings of the committee is being misinterpreted as there's more to come out in the report.
इंसानियत अगर आपके अंदर है तो आपको अविलंब माफी मांगनी चाहिए।
अगर उनका नाम कहीं नहीं है तो जांच से क्यों भाग रहे हैं?
The ongoing spat between the ruling Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi and the BJP got worse on Sunday. Hours after a 3-member report of the Delhi government found no evidence against Finance Minister Arun Jaitley in the DDCA scam, the BJP demanded a public apology from Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal for levelling false allegations against the senior union minister.
दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी अपना सारा अटैक और एलिगेशन जिस फाइल के ऊपर उन्होंने बेसिस बनाया उसकी सच्चाई सामने आ गई है और उस सच्चाई से ये जाहिर होता है, ये सबूत मिलता है, ये बिल्कुल साफ हो जाता है कि इसमें फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर अरुण जेटली जी का ना नाम है, ना उनके खिलाफ कोई एलिगेशन है, ना उनके खिलाफ कोई इशारा है। हमारा मानना है कि उनको अरुण जेटली जी से माफ़ी मांगनी चाहिए और जहां पे जेटली जी ने उनके खिलाफ कोर्ट में जो डेफेमेशन का केस किया है उस कोर्ट में भी जाके वो अपनी गलती इकरार करें।
The Aam Aadmi Party was quick to retort. Party leader Ashutosh took a dig at the BJP, saying the commission, which was earlier rubbished, is now being considered as a sacred book.
जिस इंक्वायरी कमेटी की रिपोर्ट को ये धर्मग्रंथ मान के चल रहे हैं, जिसको पहले तो ये नकार रहे थे और अब वो धर्मग्रंथ मान रहे हैं, उस इंक्वायरी कमेटी के हवाले से मैं कहना चाहता हूं, उसके पैरा 6.24 जो कंक्लूजन में है, जो रिकमेंडेशंस है, वो कहती है द गवर्नमेंट should consider appointing a commission of inquiry under the Commission of Inquiry Act to probe various wrongdoings, allegations, among other related issues against DDCA.
Arvind Kejriwal too stepped up attack on the BJP on social media. In a tweet message, he once again accused the party of defending corruption. Meanwhile, Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia accused the CBI of trying to defame his superior as well as bureaucrats in the Delhi government. He shot off a letter to CBI Director Anil Kumar asking him to fix responsibility for news leaks in the media allegedly made to taint the Aam Aadmi Party government's image. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
So from the national capital, let's head on to Kolkata now, where the CPIM plenum is being held. The CPIM has called for the removal of the BJP and the TMC from power at the centre and in West Bengal respectively. The party, as we told you, is holding its first plenum in Kolkata in 37 years to discuss ways to rejuvenate it. Party seniors are also brainstorming on possible tie-ups for the Bengal polls.
The CPIM has called for the removal of the BJP government at the centre and Mamata's government in West Bengal. In a rally ahead of the party's plenum in Kolkata, the party called for secular forces to unite.
बंगाल बचाने के लिए तृणमूल को हटाना है, देश को बचाने के लिए आज हमें इस सांप्रदायिक ताकतों की सरकार को हटाना है.
Close to 400 senior leaders of the CPIM are present for the 5-day plenum being held for the first time in 37 years.
এই বিজেপি গরিব মানুষের ডাল রুটি দিয়ে টান দিয়েছে. এই বিজেপিকে সরাতে হবে। তাই এই মিটিং থেকে আমাদের প্রথম আওয়াজ, बीजेपी हटाओ, देश बचाओ।
जब दादरी का कांड हुआ, जब एक निर्दोष मोहम्मद इखलाक के ऊपर घर के अंदर घुसकर उनकी हत्या हुई, जब देश भर में बुद्धिजीवियों ने उसके खिलाफ आवाज उठाई, इतनी शर्म की बात है, सिर झुक जाता है कि उस समय जो बंगाल की एमपी है वो कहां थे।
The party that was ousted from Bengal in 2011 has alleged Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is supporting the centre to hide corruption under her regime.
গরিব মানুষ বিরোধী আইন একটার একটা পাস হয়ে গেল। তৃণমূলের এতগুলো এমপি দিদি বলে দিয়েছেন স্পিক নট। মোদি অমিত শাহ রেগে যায়, বাবা এমন কোনো কথা বলিস না।
The plenum is being held to revive the party and decide its political direction. It is also discussing whether it should join hands with the Congress. The party knows well that regaining its lost ground among the Muslim voter will be vital for its return to power in West Bengal.
Huge rally of CPM in Kolkata's brigade ground is proof that party still enjoys a good mass base in the state. But if party wants to make a comeback in 2016 elections, then this plenum has to give a clear political tactical line to its cadre. With cameraman Manoj, this is Shyam Sundar, Rajya Sabha TV, Kolkata.
In fact, our correspondent Shyam Sundar, who is in Kolkata covering this event, is joining us now on the phone line. Shyam, on the inaugural day yesterday, we heard all CPIM leaders launching a two-pronged attack on both the BJP and the Trinamool Congress, telling their leaders to shunt them out of power. So now, in order to achieve that, do you see a possible alliance that the CPIM is going to form with the Congress party, at least in West Bengal?
Well, as far as alliance with Congress is concerned, the CPM is discussing this issue, and senior leaders of CPM in West Bengal, they have gone on record in public that there is a need to forge an alliance between secular forces, and Congress is a smaller party in West Bengal, and CPM should take Congress along to defeat Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal. But we know that in 2016, Kerala is also going for elections, and in Kerala, CPM is in direct fight with Congress. So, in this plenum, of course, CPM will discuss to whether to go in an alliance with Congress, or they will have a tactical kind of understanding in West Bengal. But there is a clear-cut division on this issue. Of course, there are leaders who feel that there is no harm taking Congress along, at least in West Bengal, if not officially, but they can have some kind of electoral understanding in coming assembly elections. But of course, it is a very, very challenging and difficult question in front of the CPM leaders, and in next 3 days, the party senior leaders will be discussing this issue.
And of course, Shyam, the manner in which, the party was routed after a 34-year stint, it's going to be difficult for the party to regain that lost ground, isn't it?
Definitely, and it was very, very clear in yesterday's CPM leaders' speech in Brigade Rally when State Secretary Suryakant Mishra, he was speaking, though he was very happy that the kind of crowd the party was able to pull in Brigade Rally, but he said that party needs to go to masses, and there is a need to make a connect with the masses, then only party can make a comeback in West Bengal. Of course, party is going to on agitation path. He announced from the stage that in January CPM will be on agitation path in West Bengal. But of course, Trinamool Congress as of now looks very, very strong in West Bengal, and it will be a difficult task, at least in West Bengal, because in Kerala, of course, the situation seems to be favorable for CPM, as the present government in Kerala, led by Mr. Chandy,
Certainly.
Congress government, is facing corruption charges. But in West Bengal, of course, it is a very, very difficult task for the CPM to make a comeback in 2016 elections.
Right, Shyam. Many thanks for joining us and giving us that perspective. We'll keep coming back to you over the next 2-3 days to get more on what the party is planning to rejuvenate itself ahead of the elections next year, both in West Bengal and Kerala. Moving on in the bulletin now, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has said that India did well in 2015 despite the global economic turmoil. Laying the roadmap for the coming year, Jaitley said that rolling out GST, rationalizing direct taxes and ensuring further ease of doing business will be at the top of his agenda in the new year. The Finance Minister also promised more money into physical and social infrastructure in 2016. He said it's cynical to say that the economy has not taken off. He further added that India has been the bright spot with growth prospects of 7 to 7.5% despite global slowdown and adversities. And a look now at all the stories that are expected to develop through the day in our segment, The Day Ahead. Polling for 11 urban bodies, including 1 municipal corporation, 4 municipal councils in Chhattisgarh will be held today. Voting will be held from 7 a.m. till 3 p.m. in Naxal-infested areas, while the remaining civic bodies will have polling from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Fate of over 1,000 candidates will be decided by 6,20,110 voters. Results will be also announced on the 31st of December. Communications and IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad is likely to launch various schemes that will allow rural post offices in the country to be digitally connected, besides enabling the setting up of 1,000 ATMs. The scheme to facilitate core banking facilities at about 12,000 post offices is also in the works. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis will launch the Twitter handle of Mumbai Police today as he unveils the new police headquarters. The handle initiative is part of the smart, sensitive and strict, modern with mobility, alert and accountable, reliable and responsive, trained and techno-savvy policing report of the Bureau of Police Research and Development. Microsoft's Chief Executive Officer Satya Nadella is scheduled to visit Hyderabad's T-Hub today, where he will interact with startup entrepreneurs. Nadella is on a 4-day private visit to the country. This will be his second visit to Hyderabad. Time for a very short break here. All the international news to follow on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
Hello and welcome to the special year-end edition of India's World.
We've had a statement from the Sri Lankan Prime Minister that he's going to use his navy against Indian fishermen. That has not been effectively refuted.
Africa has been virtually a shadow in our foreign policy.
Let me say that his foreign policy is very acutely focused on generating support for his development programs.
Today's foreign policy parameter is how do you isolate China and be the countervailing threat.
How India fared on the global stage in 2015 and what should be the priorities next year. Watch the year-end edition of India's World on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. You're with Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV. President Pranab Mukherjee has stressed on the need to impart quality education and promotion of skill development. Addressing the 98th Conference of Indian Economic Association in Hyderabad, the President said there is a need to draw inspiration from the ancient era when India was home to renowned higher learning institutes that attracted foreign scholars. He reviewed that despite having a vast higher education system, only a couple of Indian institutes figured in the global top 200, and that too recently. He called on the need to focus on the quality of education.
Not a single Indian universities out of 700 plus, 16 IITs, 30 NITs, scores of IIMs. Not a single institution find its place in the list of 200 top world-class universities. The need of the hour, therefore, today is to focus not only on education per se, but more important, the quality of education.
News now from across the border. The all-powerful head of the Pakistani army, General Raheel Sharif, was in Kabul yesterday to revive the stalled peace talks with the Taliban. During his day-long trip to Kabul, he met Afghan President Ashraf Ghani. The two leaders held talks on issues relating to security, information sharing, coordinated counter-terrorism operations and the Afghan peace process. The meeting was the latest in a series of encounters between officials and politicians from Pakistan, Afghanistan and India over the recent months. It also follows back-to-back meetings between the leadership of both Afghanistan and Pakistan over recent weeks that set the stage for efforts to restart Pakistan-brokered peace talks with the Taliban. Remember, the peace talks collapsed in July after reports emerged that Taliban leader Mullah Muhammad Omar had been dead for more than 2 years and his death had been covered up. Meanwhile, there are reports coming in of a suicide bomb blast at the international airport in Kabul. The Afghanistan Home Ministry officials confirmed that the blast took place after a vehicle packed with explosives was detonated by a suicide bomber in the eastern part of the Hamid Karzai airport. According to the latest reports, 1 civilian has been killed and 4 others are wounded in the attack. News now from another neighbor. A top Madhesi leader, Rajendra Mahota, was injured in a clash with the Nepal police along with 15 others during a protest near Biratnagar on the Indo-Nepal border on Saturday. Mahto is the chairman of Sadbhavna party and he sustained injuries to his head and chest as the police baton charged and fired tear gas shells at demonstrators who were protesting and tried to block the Rani customs point in Jogbani Biratnagar area near the Indo-Nepal border. Sadbhavna party is one of the 4 Madhesi parties which have been agitating in southern Nepal district against Nepal's new constitution for more than 4 months now, seeking fresh demarcation of federal boundaries and other rights. On to other international news now. After 6 consecutive days of fierce clashes against the Islamic State, the Iraqi security forces continued their advance and recaptured a government complex in central Ramadi on Sunday. Now, this comes as a major victory for the US-trained and led Iraqi army.
Iraq's army declared victory over Islamic State fighters on Sunday after taking over the administration complex in Ramadi, which is the last and most important stronghold of the IS militants in the capital of Anbar province. The official spokesperson of the Iraqi army confirmed the victory and said that the troops are working on clearing the surrounding area of bombs after the government building was completely retaken. With this, 90% of Ramadi has been liberated.
أن يمنعوا القوات من أن تدخل إلى هذه المنطقة لكن كانت هناك ضربات قوية من قبل طيران التحالف الدولي والقوى الجوية.
The security forces have been closing in on the center of Ramadi since Saturday and had shut down all the roads leading to the government complex. Spokesperson of the Iraqi forces also confirmed that IS fighters have abandoned the building after many rounds of airstrikes by the US-led coalition. However, the militants had rigged the entire area with explosives before retreating, which slowed the advance by the government troops.
وإن شاء الله الأيام القليلة ما نحددها لضرورات أمنية، الأيام القليلة سوف تكون قضاء الرمادي أو يكون قضاء الرمادي بالكامل تحت سيطرة القطاعات الأمنية.
This is the first major victory for the US-trained force since it collapsed in the face of an assault by the militants 18 months ago. Ramadi, which is situated only 110 kilometers north of Baghdad, fell in May this year after government troops fled. After Ramadi, the army plans to move to retake the northern city of Mosul, the biggest population center under Islamic State control in Iraq and Syria. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
In the wake of rising incidents of terror, China's parliament has passed a controversial anti-terrorism law. The new law requires technology firms to hand over sensitive information, such as encryption keys, to the government. The new legislation also allows the military to venture overseas on counter-terror operations. Chinese officials say their country faces a growing threat from militants and separatists, especially in its unruly western region of Xinjiang, where hundreds have died in violence in the past few years. The law has attracted deep concern in Western capitals, not only because of worries it could violate human rights such as freedom of speech, but because of the cyber provisions. US President Barack Obama has said that he had raised concerns about the law directly with his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping.
在现有法律规定的基础上，制定一部专门的反恐怖主义法，既是当前打击恐怖主义的现实需要，也是我国的国际责任。它的出台必将为我依法打击暴恐活动。
这样的规定不会影响相关企业的一些正常的经营活动，也不存在说是利用这个规定来做后门，然后来侵犯企业的知识产权啊，或者说是像您刚刚提到的，通过这样手段来这个。
For all the other international updates, here's a quick world wrap. At least 11 people died and dozens were injured in a string of strong tornadoes that swept through Dallas area in Texas. Tornadoes packed with torrential rains caused substantial damage, toppled houses, cut power lines and disrupted the transport system. More than 600 structures in North Texas suffered damage from the tornadoes and storms. UK's West Yorkshire is suffering its worst flooding in 70 years. Vehicles left along the flooded streets barely emerged from the muddy streams as rivers were inundated with water. Up to a month's worth of rain has fallen across northern England in the recent days, and floodwaters have hit cities and towns, including Manchester, Rochdale and Leeds. Around 100 British soldiers are helping emergency services. Israeli forces shot dead 2 Palestinians aged 17 and 23 who stabbed and wounded an Israeli soldier in the occupied West Bank on Sunday. It was the latest attack in 12 weeks of heightened violence. The surge in violence has been fueled by Palestinians' frustration over Israel's 48-year occupation and the expansion of settlements in those territories. A man claiming to be the new leader of Syria's most powerful rebel group said his fighters remained defiant despite the death of their former leader. The top Syrian insurgent and head of Jaish al-Islam, Zehran Aloush, was killed in an aerial raid that targeted the group's headquarters. A wildfire in Southern California burned about 1,200 acres of land, forced the closure of parts of a major highway and led to evacuations. More than 600 firefighters are battling to douse the blaze. No injuries have been reported so far and no structures have been damaged by the fire. And now for all the sporting action, here's the sports beat. India beat Nepal and advanced to the semi-finals of the South Asian Football Federation Cup on Sunday. 18-year-old Changte Lalianzwala became the youngest goal scorer for India as the hosts bounced back from a goal down to beat Nepal 4-1 in their final group match. Apart from India, Sri Lanka is the other side from the Group A to qualify for the last 4 stage. Barcelona forward Lionel Messi was named the best player of the year at the Globe Soccer Awards in Dubai on Sunday. The 28-year-old Argentine, who is a 4-time World Player of the Year and has been shortlisted for the 2015 Ballon d'Or, helped to inspire his team to the Champions League, La Liga and Kings Cup treble despite losing 2 months to injury. The Best Team of the Year award was also presented to European champions Barcelona. The International Cricket Council has provisionally suspended Pakistan leg spinner Yasir Shah after he's tested positive for a banned substance. The test was conducted on the 13th of November this year and it was found to contain the presence of chlortalidone, a drug which features in the World Anti-Doping Agency's list of prohibited substances. Shah now becomes the second player from the subcontinent after Sri Lanka wicketkeeper batsman Kushal Perera to face such a ban. That's it from us in this bulletin. Have a nice day.